This is AC Starlord, and welcome to my channel, or AK Austin, AK Austin. So, um, I've been talking about Morbius lately. I talked about the cartoon origin. I talked about the comic book origin. Um, Now I'm gonna be talking about what I predict for this movie coming out pretty soon here in April. I know some of you guys are also gonna be hyped for Moon Knight and stuff like that coming out soon. Actually, Moon Knight comes out apparently tonight, I guess, but actually comes out like Tuesday. I mean, no, Wednesday. So I can't wait to watch that. I might do a review on this channel and my other videos. But let's talk about what I predict for Morbius. Now, Morbius is coming out next week on the first. I'm probably gonna see it on the Saturday, the second, and maybe if I like it, probably more times than that. But this is what I predict for this movie. This movie, I'm predicting a lot of different things. I'm predicting the stuff that I've seen in the cartoon and the comics, and predicting the stuff that I know the knowledge of the living vampire. So I already know that he's a doctor, right? I'm predicting that as him as a doctor, we're going to see a little bit of his backstory of how he became a doctor, studying to be a doctor. So meaning like maybe he knows, since they're going to hint at like a Peter Parker in here and a hint at a Spider-Man in here at some point. What I've been hearing on a chatter on the internet, basically, I'm predicting that he is going to know knowledge of Peter Parker and be at the same school as Peter Parker if they ever show him a little flashback of him studying him studying to be a doctor at the New York school or whatever this movie is taking place, because even Venom was taking place in San Francisco, and towards the end Venom went to an island, and then eventually I guess went to New York in uh, No Way Home. So I feel on that. But anyways, wherever this Morbius movie takes place, wherever place it takes place, I'm predicting that he knows a Peter Parker, and the Peter Parker and him studied together at the same school. But he was being a doctor, and Peter Parker was either studying for being starting to be a scientist or whatever he was going to be studying. Because even in the cartoon, it's not clear what Peter Parker is studying in the college. So I'm talking about the '90s cartoon, not the newer ones. And I don't even think Morbius is even in the newer ones, but cartoons it is. Also, I'm predicting that he's going to be studying bats, like he did in the cartoon and even the comics. That he's going to study bats and how bats suck blood or sonic or how the sonic radar or whatever he's studying for bats. Because I know in the cartoon he was studying for bats. I mean, he's studying bats for his project and stuff like that. I'm also predicting that they might have a backstory of him being in a foreign country, like the cartoon and maybe possibly the comic books, or they might just say he was born here in America. You never know. But my prediction is also foreign country. Prediction is him studying bats for a particular reason to help him out. I'm also predicting that this sickness doesn't take over the whole movie. If it does, then I might be wrong, but hopefully it doesn't take over the whole movie. Um, all that stuff. I am also predicting once he gets these powers, he learns like flight and sonic hearing and radar and all that stuff, and him becoming his full form, that he might just shun away from everyone from everyone at the very end of the movie, like go into his own little cave or whatever, or find his own dark place and start hibernating or whatever, and come out whenever they come out, whenever um, he comes out to attack criminals or whatever. Um, this anti-hero thing, I think in the new comic, New Blood or whatever, Morbius New Blood or whatever, I think he's an anti-hero. Sony turned him into an anti-hero. As not something I really wanted to predict or even really wanted him to become an anti-hero. I wanted him to be a villain. I want him to fight Spider-Man, and I'm predicting we're going to get that movie at some point of him facing Peter Parker. But the thing is that that's not something I saw coming with him being an anti-hero. I also am predicting in this that we also get to see him become a doctor, because in the cartoon, for a fact, we never saw him becoming a doctor. But on the comic books, I think you see him as a doctor all the time. But I'm predicting that we see his achievements of a doctor, achievements of him being a doctor, what he did for some people, and how he might, when he gets these powers, might try to change people's lives, or try to change people's lives, or let the living vampire consume him. Also predicting that when he becomes the living vampire, he's going to enjoy every moment of him being a living vampire, breathing living vampire. The very first one that we're getting for the Sony Marvel universe, or maybe MCU, whatever it is that they're connecting this to. And I'm also predicting that Jared Leto is going to be a phenomenal Morbius, or Michael, or Morbius, and then Michael, the alternate version of himself, his actual true self, Michael. I think he might play a very good Morbius, or Michael Morbius, that is. But those are pretty much some of my predictions. Also, my predictions are that the doctor he's working with is named Felicia. Maybe, hopefully, let's get that character in the movie somewhere, because Felicia is a big point in the cartoon. He falls in love with her. He shows her he shows her his experiments of him working on bats and all that stuff. The part in the trailer where he puts his hands out and he said, "This is the chance for you guys to run." The bats swarming at him. I'm only predicting maybe only one licks the blood or bites him or whatever, and he gets these powers. Or maybe there is a vial of Peter Parker's blood somewhere, and there's maybe a bat. He takes one bat with him, and he's studying it, and there's a ray gun that he has, and turns him into the vampire. That's one of the predictions, because we know, as we've seen the trailer, and I will talk about this in another video that I want to talk about Morbius before I do a review. We see all three Spider-Mans in there. Well, I predicting in this one that the Spider-Man that we see in this universe is Andrew Garfield, and we know that Andrew Garfield's blood is Andrew Garfield's DNA. Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker's DNA was the only reason why those spiders were alive in that Oscorp building. So maybe there's a vial of Peter Parker's blood, or his mom and dad's blood around, and that's what Morbius is studying, his blood, the Parker's blood, with that bat, and see if the bat takes it, and then maybe that's how he becomes Morbius. Because like in the cartoon, like I said in that video, that blood that he stole was Peter Parker's, and that's how he became Morbius, because the bat bit him and all that stuff. So that's also a prediction. But these predictions I'm predicting are all there, but especially I want Felicia in this. Hopefully that girl's name is Felicia, not him helping. I mean, he's going to help out that little boy, but yeah. Also, when they explain his sickness, hopefully they don't explain it too much. That's also what I'm predicting, that hopefully it's not explained too much, or it doesn't overkill the story of Morbius, because they're rewriting Morbius into a guy that's sick. And I know that he's not sick. He's an actual, a good around, phenomenal doctor that, everyone recommends. So, in that universe. So that's my predictions on the Morbius movie coming out pretty soon here on April the 1st, April Fool's. I know it's not a joke. It's coming out April Fool's. So If you like this, subscribe, hit the notification bell, put a like button behind it. It helps. Comment down below to let me know that you're a Morbius fan, Spider-Man fan, Peter Parker fan, whatever you are. And hopefully I'll get out of here pretty soon here and fly out of here like Morbius and try to find my next victim. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. See you guys later.